All right, so we got up to, we're still doing this as part 2 of finance. So we had done that one. So we're up to question 7 to do this one. So this one, obviously, the whole question was poorly done. So let's have a look. So Arthur takes out a new loan of $60,000 to pay for an overseas holidays. Interest on the loan is compounded weekly. So we want okay, so compound weekly means PPY is 52, so just need to be careful with that. So the balance of the loan in dollars after n weeks can be determined by the recurrence relation here. Okay, so it's saying that show that the interest rate is 7.8%. So in your notes, I did give you a formula sheet for how to find the percentage, the rate. So this is per annum, so which is little r. And if you have a look for a loan, we say that you do the big R minus 1 times PPY times 100. So in this, you need to do, it would be, see here, this is the R here. This is big R. So you're going to do 1.0015 minus 1 times 52 times 100. And then you would say that equals 7.8. So you would be able to that's showing that the interest rate is. So unless all that was there. So just be careful where you do have the formulas there on your summary sheet to help you, because if it says show, you've got to do all that. Okay, the next question was determine that the value of D. So D is here in that formula. So D is the payment. So if you were going, this is a loan and it's compounding interest, but it says find D if it's an interest only loan. So if you go to your summary sheet and you look at interest only, it'll say that you find, we call it capital D, but it's the payment, which is what that is. So this is the formula that you have. So I would be doing 7.8 over 52 over 100 times the VO. Okay, so we're going to say D ends up equaling, that is $90. So that's an interest only, okay? So interest only, remember, PV and FV stays the same. So what I was going to show you here is, if you want to do it on Finance Solver, you can do it on Finance Solver as well. So I'm just going to show you here how we could do that. So you go, when you're doing an interest only, or even if it was a perpetuity, you just need to have one month or 1 week. So it was 1 week. The interest rate was 7.8. The PV, now this is a loan, so he gets a positive of 60,000, and the payment is, that's what we want to know, because that's what D is. Now FV in an interest only loan is the same as PV, but just the opposite sign, because I still owe the same amount. I'm only going to pay the interest, and then you just write PPY is 52. So there's a way to do it on Finance Solver, or, you know, it's a good way to check. If you've already done it and you're going through your exam, you should check it in a different way. So that's a good way to check. So there's that one. So let's move on. Now it said find D if he wants to repay the loan in 5 years. So this has become a different type. This is just like a normal loan. So now that I'm sort of on Finance Solver, I think this is going to be, you're sort of going to have to do it here. This will be easier. So if you're going in Finance Solver, think about it. We've got an N is 5 years, so 5 times 52. The interest rate is 7.8. The PV, he still borrowed the 60,000. The payment is the question. And FE is going to be 0 if this is a loan you're paying off after 5 years. And then PPY is 52. So then when you get that, you end up with negative 278.86. So your answer would be because it's negative because it's a payment, but you need to write your answer out separate because it's saying what is D, and I actually probably don't need to put the dollar sign. I probably just have to say D equals, because it says what is D, so D equals that. Okay, so kids you won't get the mark if you've written -278. You have to write a statement. So that was just how you find it. So I'm tipping that's where lots of people lose it. They probably know how to do it, but they're just not writing it out right. Okay, now it says Arthur decides that the value of D will be 300. So they're just making it be 300. So if Arthur fully repays the loan with exactly three more years of repayments, what new value of D will apply for these 3 years? So, sorry, he said it's 300 for the first year, and then for another 3 years, he's going to just pay a new payment, which will see it off. So we want to know what that new payment in the last part is. So we need to first know where we are. This is like a change of scenario. So we probably will do our finance solver to find out where he is after the first year. So the first year is 1 year of 52. The PV is still he loaned 60,000. Now payments, they've told me they're going to be -300. Well, because they said that. FV is what I want to know, and PPY is 52. So when we do that, we end up with he still owes at the end of the first year is 48651 and 67 cents. So that's what he owes. So then they say, what are the new payments if he continues? So for another 3 years, and then he'll pay it off. So now what you want to do is pretend you're starting again. All right, he's going to have 3 years to pay off this loan of the 48,000 and so this PV is now this one. So we put that in. Now that's a positive because we're pretending it's a new loan, and payment is the question, and FV will be 0 because he's going to pay that loan off now, and PPY is 52. So you end up with a payment of -350.01. So it said to the nearest cent, so that's why I'm doing. Now it said what is the value of D. So once again, D was up in that recurrence formula. So the negative is already there in that formula. So you just needed to change that to 3501. I really think that's what was happening with probably the errors. They just won't give it to you if you've left it as negative. D is actually 350. Okay, so for what value of D does the relation generate a geometric sequence? So this is probably, you've got to understand that geometric sequence is when you times by a number, okay? So a number only. So if you look at it, that means you should only have a formula. So say if you have the formula would be Vn plus 1. How you get the next one is just R times Vn. So that's that number that you're multiplying by. There's no other bits. Because when you have loans and annuities, when you have those payments getting added into the formula, that's an extra. That no longer makes it geometric only. The growth is geometric, like the interest, but once you start taking a payment, so it's like a combo. So if I only want it to be just the R value, then D would have to be 0. I don't want to have any extra payments. So D would be 0. Okay, it was just a little bit of a harder question. So what I'm saying is up here, when they give this relationship, this is a combination. This is a combination of geometric growth and arithmetic decay. Yeah, so it's a combination of geometric growth, that's the interest, and arithmetic So arithmetic decay. So arithmetic is adding or plussing. So because it's minusing, minusing, adding or minusing. Because it's minusing, it's decay. So just so you know, like that. So if they said what will make it, just an arithmetic sequence, we would have to make that capital R 0 so that we just have the, the minusing part. All right, so they'll probably do that again, something like that this year.